So, hi guys, my friend Luca Monk, you can find him on here, he's a subscriber. The other day went into one of our local charity shops and picked up some Doctor Who DVDs, which he binge watched over the weekend and then brought for me. Thank you so much, he's a great mate. And I'm going to do a little DVD haul stroke review of these. Not going to go in depth into them, but I'll have a little chat about them. So we'll start with the oldest one, and the one that I haven't watched yet, which is the Enemy of the World, Patrick Troughton. This is one of the lost ones that they found recently. That's why it's got the slightly different cover. I did watch some of it off the internet when they first put it out. I watched bits of it, and it is one of Patrick Troughton's great performances, because he plays both, I think it's Salamander and the Doctor, and he plays them as two very different. I mean, Salamander's a really nasty person. But yeah, the great thing about this is, and it peeved me because obviously the spine looks the same, but the front looks different. But it does have the old style sleeve on the inside, so you can turn it around, it'll look like the same. So I thought that was really, really nice that they bothered to do that. And I am going to have a watch of this. So if you'd like me to do a proper review of any of these, this or any of these, please do let me know. But yeah, I'm going to have a watch of that over the week. Next, we got The Green Death. This is the special edition, which is definitely worth it for some of the extras. It has the Sarah Jane Adventures Death of the Doctor episode on it, which has Joe Grant in it with Sarah Jane, and Matt Smith's Doctor. Matt Smith's Doctor's not in it a lot, but he is in it. So, but I remember it's a really cool story, is that one. But Green Death is John Pertwee. Patrick Troughton's gone. John Pertwee is probably my favourite Doctor, and it's my favourite era of Doctor Who. It's very 70s, baby, and there is a lot of very 70s things in this. It's also very sort of topical as well, because it's got things about environmentalism and stuff like that in it. Yes, the maggots are a little bit, but still, this is Joe Grant's last episode as well. And it is very sad to see her go. And it is very sad to see the Doctor miss her so much, to think that when she started, Joe Grant, he didn't really want her there. It was nice that they made such a friendship. I think this is one of the great team-ups of Doctor Who and Companion. Just as Sarah Jane and Tom Baker were a great team, Sylvester McCoy and Ace, they were a great version as well. But yeah, the extras on this are really good. I've got this, but I haven't got the special edition version, so I'm going to have a go through the extras. And yeah, looking forward to that. Next we have probably one of the greatest Tom Baker ones, The Talons of Wenching. It is a little bit politically incorrect now. Excuse me doing this, but there are a lot of Chinese accents in there that sound so old-fashioned. And it has got a white guy made up to look like a Chinese guy. But I don't know, it's a thing of its era. One, it's a thing of the 70s Doctor Who political correctness. Yeah. And two, it's also slightly parodying that old Sherlock Holmes era, the Victorian era of what the world was like back then. And that's what it was like. It's a great story. Some of the problem with the old Doctor Who's is that they do go a little bit, they're a little long sometimes. Green Death suffers from that. You do feel that there's two stories going, and they could have condensed it into one good story. But it's still a good story. Yes, there is a terrible rat in it that's supposed to be this huge rat, and it just isn't that scary. You either go, oh, scary rat, or you go, look at the rat. Two reactions. Leela looks fantastic in it. And of course, this one introduces Jago and Lightfoot, which we recently lost Lightfoot. I've been listening to the Jago and Lightfoot Big Finish audiobooks for years, and they are one of the Doctor Who audiobooks the Big Finish books that I go back to and back to. I've listened to them all the way through and then gone through them again. And it's sad that there's not going to be any more. But if you'd like me to do a review of the Big Finish Jago and Lightfoot books, audio books, please do let me know at the bottom. Let me know at the bottom when you're subscribing, and I will do that. Yeah, this is great. Again, this is a special edition, so it's got a lot more extras on it. And that's kind of what the fun thing on some of these is the extras. But I would say this is definitely worth a pick up if ever you get the chance. Thomas Wenching, Jago and Lightfoot. They're brilliant. Very Sherlock Holmesy. There is one little thing I will point out. He's pointing out on the extras, but there is a scene with Lightfoot and the Doctor and them in the morgue, and it's all white tiles. But if you look closely behind them, there's two little patches where you can see they've stuck white masking tape over the electric plugs, the modern electric plugs, because obviously the room may be still used as a morgue now, but it has modern plugs in it. So yeah, but yeah, that's definitely it. Right, next we have The Caves of Androzani, which was Peter Davidson's last story. This is a weird one, right? Because Lucan said, my friend, when he watched all these over the weekend, said to me that he didn't like Peter Davidson. And I have to admit, he's to me, Peter Davidson is Marmite to me. Some episodes I watch of his and he's brilliant, and others I watch and he just seems a little bit... He was always the very forlorn Doctor. He was always very and ill, and I always think him as the ill Doctor, but still quite a cool dude. The problem with this one is that there is such good acting in it done by other people that it puts him to shame a little bit. It was his last story. I don't know whether he was a bit upset that he decided to... I have heard that he regretted leaving when he did. He listened to Patrick Troughton and left because Patrick Troughton said, "Oh, only do 3 years and then go." But there is some great acting in it. It's a good story. It is a good story, but it is classed as Peter Davidson's greatest, and that probably is, but I'm always a bit shaky with Peter Davidson. Sorry if you're a fan, but I'm always a bit with him. Anyway, finally, we have Remembrance of the Daleks, which is probably Sylvester McCoy's greatest story. Him and Ace were a great combination. I think they were lucky that they got such a good companion. And this is when the Doctor became mysterious again. This is, to me, what is wrong with the modern Doctor Who, with Capaldi's run, and a little bit of Matt Smith's. They just sorted out everything, and so it doesn't feel like a mystery anymore. And it should be the Doctor is the one that you... Who is this man? And I don't know. I hope they bring some of that back with the new writers and the team that are working on it. There is a great bit. I think there's an outtake on this somewhere of Sophie Aldred beating up the wrong Dalek. They had a stunt Dalek and a real Dalek, and she's hitting it. And she does this great thing when she hits it. And she goes, and they go, "No!" And she goes, "Sorry, I didn't know." And she goes really into girly mode. But I only found out recently she's Dennis the Menace. You know, the animated series that was out a few years back. And I kept watching it, and I'd catch bits of it, and I'd think, that sounds like a girl's voice. That's not a bloke. And it is. It's Sophie Aldred. I did not know that. I have met her at conventions. She's really fun. I have met a lot of them. I did meet Sylvester McCoy, and he was not in the best of moods. He was really grumpy. I don't know whether I just hit him on a bad day, but he was not happy. But this introduces countermeasures as well. It's funny, this introduces countermeasure, and Talons of Wenching introduced Jago and Lightfoot, two of Big Finish's, are my favourite Big Finish productions. I have also listened quite heavily to the countermeasures audio plays by Big Finish. This again is another special. Most of these are all special editions. I don't know. Whoever got rid of them really didn't like special editions. But yeah, this is, if you were to watch the Sylvester McCoy, this would be the one I would tell you to watch, because it's brilliant. And he has his proper pronunciations in this. He does his rollings and his r's and stuff like that. And funny enough, I was listening to one of the Big Finishes the other day, and I thought, oh, he's doing it in this one. He doesn't always do it in the Big Finishes, but in this one he was really pronouncing his P's, or his words. So yeah, that was it. These, he picked them all up. They were £2 each. He had a binge watch of them over the weekend and brought them for me, which I did buy them off him. So yeah, I would say, I haven't watched that one yet, so but I would say if you were going to pick one to watch out of these, I would probably say Green Death is very good because it really shows off the 70s Doctor Who era. It has all the best things that the Pertwee era had in it. It's got UNIT in it. It's got the environmentally sort of ethical sort of message in it. It's got Joe Grant in it. I had such a crush on Joe Grant. That's his best story. That's one of his best stories. And Talon's wenching, just for Jago and Lightfoot, is brilliant. Maybe a little bit politically incorrect, but... So yeah, there we go. So if you've enjoyed this, and you'd like me to talk more about Doctor Who, and more about the old eras, and etc., or Big Finish, I want to do some Big Finish ones. But let me know which style of Big Finish you want. Whether you want me to do the Jago and Lightfoot, the spin-offs, or whether you want me to stick to the main range, or whatever, yeah? Because us Whovians, and we will always be Whovians. I know somebody said there's a new name for us, but I'm a Whovian, so there you go. So yeah, that's it. Better finish this, because otherwise I'll be going on forever. Leave me some comments at the bottom and stuff. Leave me some subscriptions, etc., etc. I always look better with the glasses. Have a great day, a great night, and I will see you all really soon. Bye now.